Okay, guys. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is doing okay. Let's let's just get this part over and done with, then, right? We sat here last week. This time last week, I was excited. I was like, whoa, Aguero, what a differential, what a man, one of the Premier League's all-time goal scorers. You know, he was less than 2% owned. They were going against West Ham, which historically Manchester City do very well against. And he went off at half-time. And that's the third time I've had quite an expensive player of mine get hauled off at half-time. I mentioned this in the video. I've had Dele Alli taken off after 45 minutes. I've had Kai Havertz taken off at 45 minutes. And now Sergio Aguero. And I would have just liked him to... If he'd got hooked at half-time because having a bad game, right, fine. I'd have dealt with it. I'd have just kept him. No problem. He's injured for like a month. So... he's out. I already know who I'm going to replace him with. But here's the thing that made me... actually annoyed me. More. Even more so than this game week. Because it was just utter trash anyway. But the thing that annoyed me today is Aguero's price went down from 10.4 to 10.3. Like out of nowhere. He was like 50% supposed to be going down. Boom, 10.4 to 10.3. Now, usually injuries slow it down. His delta of sales hadn't been reached. And then out of nowhere, I've just lost 0.1 million. And I am making transfers. Don't forget the deadline is today. Because it's a Friday kickoff, Friday Night Football with it's Wolves and Palace. So don't forget to do your transfers. I wish all I was doing is being patient. So I've lost 0.1 million because I haven't transferred Aguero out yet, even though I know who he's going to go out for. But of course, waiting for the press conferences, right? The last thing I want to do. So for example, my original plan, I would have liked to have got Antonio. If I would have gone early with Aguero to Antonio, I'd have been stuck in the same situation with an injured forward. So yes, I've lost 0.1 million on Aguero going out, which is annoying, but. I'd rather lose 0.1 million because my team value is quite healthy as it is. I'd rather lose 0.1 million and not have brought in someone who's injured, basically. Alistair, Liverpool's defense is not looking solid. Got rid of Thierry for Chilwell. Now, I'm trying to do my streams with... I quite enjoyed testing you guys. When I did my explosive differential stream about 2 weeks ago, and you know, I was saying big name players, like at the time I was saying like, okay, Sadio Mane, how many people own him? You all think he's great, he's a world-class player, he's a great FPL asset, how many people own him? And then people say like, you know, 15%, and it was 6% at the time. Aguero, less than 2%, Bale was 0.5% when I brought him in. So I am trying to be more stat-based, and Alistair, that point that you're saying about Liverpool's defense not looking solid, again, I know looking at my team I should probably get rid of Trent or Robbo. Now Robbo, since Project Restart, he's been great anyway, but especially since Project Restart, he has been the better FPL asset of the two. Maybe I'm being stubborn in keeping Trent for 7.5 million. If a 7.5 million forward or midfielder or goalkeeper was returning what he was returning, you'd probably have got rid of him, right? But I've got other things that I have to do, and I still believe in Trent and Robbo, but we'll talk about that because I've got some stats lined up. We've got some things I want to talk about. So I'm still feeling pretty good about this team. I'm not at panic stations yet. We'll do a quick review of my game week and why I just feel I'm particularly unlucky. If I got rid of Trent, which I probably won't, we probably move to Cancelo. I think Cancelo is a great player. He really impressed me from Project Restart, but you just can't trust that he's definitely in that side. RIP, no Sander, I've used my wild card, no RIP. I'll get back from this. 4.6 million. It's a crazy season, right? You can't tell me you expected Villa to thump Liverpool 7-2 or Spurs to go to United and beat them, 6-1, right? I think it'll start to even out. It's still early in the season. I still believe so. In goal, Martinez. Leeds battered them. The thing with Leeds is they're fantastic. This idea of murder ball that they've got is incredible to watch, but you just don't know what you're going to get from Leeds. You know, is it going to be a silly 1-0 loss? I think sometimes they're going to get thumped this season, and sometimes they're going to thump other teams. Leeds are, I think, the most unpredictable team in the league because you just don't know what you're going to get from them or how you're going to deal with them, basically. It's way too early in the season to be even looking at your rank. I agree. We're going into game week 7, right? So I'm not at panic stations yet. For those of you who were with me last year, my rank wasn't as bad as it is now, but my points were, if that makes sense. And it was later in the season. It wasn't until something like, was it game week 16 that I started to turn it around? Game week 15, when I was way in the millions, and I've jumped up a little bit, and I'd fall all the way back down to 2 or 3 million, or I think 2 million or something, and I pushed all the way to just outside the 100k. So it's way too early, I agree. So 1 point from Lamptey. I think he's been absolutely robbed. I think that's an assist, right? So there's a few points there. Liverpool conceded 1 penalty to Sheffield United, which I'm still not convinced it's a penalty. It's on the line, not over the line. If the ball's over the line, all of this line business and nonsense absolutely winds me up. So the double clean sheet gone in like the first 15 minutes, whenever it was. Jack Grealish almost got an absolute wonder goal by taking on the whole of the Leeds team. Andy had a goal saved off the line. Ross Barkley had a couple of chances, but yes, granted, but he's obviously my enabler in my team. Gareth Bale didn't step foot on the pitch, and I was waiting for the Europa League, and I thought, okay, if he only gets, say, half an hour in the Europa League, maybe he's going to play on the weekend. He played about 60 minutes, got hauled off, and Spurs had a horror show in the Europa League. So, looks like another -4, guys. The suggestions and strategy and plans and whatever, I know what they are. I know what I should do. I just can't help myself. But I want to have fun. I want to have players that I want to have. That's why I'm looking at Aguero and Bale, because they're like nostalgia picks, right? Granted, Aguero can still deliver, but bringing in Bale when I could have brought in Mane, that was the punt. I wanted to have a bit of fun. Like I was already like 2 million in the world at the time. I just fancied something different, and obviously having a player. And again, the reason why I'm going towards my plan of explosive differentials and not just throwing a ton of players in my team that are like 40-50% owned is because that's the punt that I want to take this year. I want to take that idea. It's just unfortunate that, you know, game week 1, Salah hat-trick. Game week 2, Kane and Son got absolutely crazy. Game week 3, Liverpool get battered. Was it game week 3 when they got battered by Aston Villa? But Salah still gets 2 goals. Like, if I just had Salah, life would have been easier. Would I move Bale to Mane? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and it's probably not what you think that it's going to be, and you're probably going to disagree with it. But I do have method to my madness. So Gareth Bale didn't come on, so Alzate came on for a couple of minutes and got me a point. Yay, well done for him. Heung-min Son still in fantastic form, probably going to be my captain this week, 11 points. Sergio Aguero, we talked about him earlier, start of the stream. Just gutting in it. Like, I had the opportunity to have a less than 2% owned Man City forward legend that is Sergio Aguero with no competition for Gabriel Jesus. He goes and does his hamstring. He's probably out till November, so it's all right. So I say November, that's like 2 days away, right? But you know what I mean. He's supposed to be out for a while. Gutted. Timo Werner, I just can't get rid of him. He's like a bad smell. My team is actually called Werner Brothers. I should have took him out of my wild card. I didn't. He's still there, and he's probably going to be here for another 2 or 3 weeks because Chelsea's got a decent run of fixtures. And again, I've got other stuff that I have to do. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, booked 1-pointer, struggling now. Rodriguez isn't looking 100% fit. Luka Dean's going to miss the game. Coleman's going to miss the game. He needs those balls in the box. He needs those deliveries. And without Luka Dean, and if James Rodriguez has got some ball issues, that could be an issue for Dominic Calvert-Lewin this week. So I feel just a little bit. I still believe in this team. Okay, Gareth Bale, fine. Sergio got a fine, but we'll look at my team in a minute. All right, don't worry, I've got a plan, which I said last week and it didn't work out. But okay, just bear with me. Have some faith. Right. Let me catch up with the chat. Would you move Bale to Mane? Oh, yeah, I answered that. Is Kilman in rotation with size? I don't think so. a lot of people have been saying this week that Wolves are trying to be a more defensive team. Semedo, I don't think he's looking particularly good. Definitely not ready for what Doherty was doing for Wolves. Saiss isn't a fullback. Like, he doesn't look like one. He doesn't play like one. So I don't know what. He's not a wing back. All this Kilman stuff. Like, for me, I'm not sold. If he's like going to be your third sub in a while, like if you've got, so for example, I've got Trent. I've got a couple of playable people on my bench. If I want to save some money and go all the way down to a real cheap defender, I'd probably, bring him in. He might play. But I would not be like taking out a starting player and bringing in Kilman and expecting Kilman to keep his place. Still in the season, I don't think it's crazy just to move Bell to Salah. Having a combo of higher. Now I believe in that, Sean. Yeah, having a combination of players. For example, if you've got Son, who is, what is he now, 55% owned, 57% owned for Heung-min Son, and then Kane is like 45. But if you've got both, it's okay. Adams or Bamford, Michael. A lot of people have been saying that a lot, and I think neither. Okay, let's go over to the team that I've got. And I'll give you guys your first question of the day, guys. We're talking about defenders, and I know I've already gone against him. So, been talking about players to bring in for the likes of Trent. Chilwell's a very popular one, things like that. So, here's the first question for you guys. There's going to be lots of questions, so I've been digging up the stats because I'm trying to focus more on that. Is Jimenez a good captain choice for this game week? Probably not. What do I think about Torres from Man City? Too much of a rotation risk. Chances created this season, guys. Which defender do you think is the most creative defender in the Premier League so far this season? Have a guess in the chat. Who is the... Obviously, don't cheat. See if you know. Because when I do things like this, like with explosive differentials and stuff, like I'm trying to like broaden your mind, like really make you think about it and hopefully surprise you and give you some good stats to think, oh, I didn't think about that player. Yep. Chilwell, Robertson Dean, Chilwell, Trent, Robbo. Chilwell isn't even in the top four. Chilwell's not in the top four. Number one, nobody got it. Castagne, nope. All season, the correct answer is Aaron Cresswell. 13 chances created from Aaron Cresswell at the left centre-back position. And West Ham, a lot of people have been looking towards like Antonio, and now that he's injured, maybe bring Bowen in. But they've got a good set of fixtures for defenders as well. And the most creative defender is Aaron Cresswell. 13 chances. And again, a lot of people saying to me, take out Trent, take out Robbo, take out one of them. Liverpool defence, the shaky at the back. Second most creative defender is Trent with 12 chances created. Robbo and Luca Dean a joint third in 10 chances created. So when a lot of people are saying, take out Trent or take out Robbo or this and that, Trent is still the second most creative defender. So there you go. No one got the credit. This is what I mean. So maybe you're thinking if you want to go down from Trent, if you want to get rid of Trent, fine. So many people going to Chilwell. They think that he's the one. Now, here is another question that I was going to ask, but I'll give you the answer as to why I don't think Chilwell might necessarily be the correct choice. And the answer is this. Chilwell is the most overachieving goals and assists defender in the Premier League. Chilwell's top of the over XG XA delta. Chilwell's the most overperforming defender. So I know that you see his point. Maybe you're looking at Chelsea's defence improved if Thiago Silva and Mendy's in goal for Chelsea. A lot of people want to get off Trent. But Chilwell is the most overperforming defender for goals and assists. And Trent is still the second most creative defender in the league. So that is based on the whole season. So now, it's funny when a lot of people say after a couple of weeks, oh, there's not enough data. But then when we start to use like the whole season now, 6 game weeks of data, oh no, you can only use these game weeks. No, you use the whole season now, right? So that's something to think about. Maybe you were thinking, yep, get him in, but why not? Harsh Deep. Should you stick with James Rodriguez? Bring in Pulisic. Stick with James Rodriguez. For me, good few fixtures still for Everton. West Ham have like all their goals assisted from defenders. Yet Matsuaku is pretty high on that list as well. Alex, how's your day going? My day's going all right. Not too bad. Hope you're doing well. The new right back, Kufal. Yeah, he's pretty good. Take out Kane for Aguero. No, take out Aguero for Kane. Don't have the money for that, Glenn, but I will talk about what I'm going to be doing. Chelsea defence isn't great either. Completely agree, Sean. You think Liverpool City will decide what you do with Trent? Yeah, Trent could still leave for me, but when I'm saying I'm keeping him, that's why he's already up there. Let's just stick with defenders then, since we're looking at defenders at the moment. So I've said the most creative defender so far this season has been Cresswell. The most overachieving defender so far this season in terms of XG, XA, Delta has been Chilwell. Who's had the most goal attempts, guys? Type in the chat which defender you think has had the most goal attempts this season as I catch up with the chat. Mendy nearly scored an own goal straight from his goal. Yeah, I'm not convinced by Mendy, but he's better than Kepa. Took out Zaha for Pulisic for -4. Zaha is like the 3rd or 4th best midfielder right now. That's crazy talk. And they've still got good fixtures. If you've got no other fires to do... Well, no, it's a -4. I disagree. 2 free transfers, don't know what to do. Mitchell to... If you've got nothing to do, go Mitchell to Kilman. Mitchell's got a knock, hasn't he? Or, if you have a look at some of the stats I'm going to do soon, Jerry, maybe someone will come in. You've had it with Trent and Robbo. I've just been talking about Trent and Robbo. I'm going to keep your wildcard, 2 free transfers. I'm talking an 8-point hit for Salah. Which 2 4.5 each defender would you recommend long term? We're on defenders right now, James. We're on defenders right now. Bring in Rashford for Bale. Harshdeep, I will bring in Rashford, but in I think 2 weeks I've got that in. All right, so most goal attempts. Keane maybe, so that's Keane from Everton. Robbo isn't even in the top couple. So the most creative. So we're talking about defenders. James has been talking about defenders. Chances created. Robbo is second with 12. Trent is second with 12. Robbo and Lucadino on 10. Cresswell's the top. Goal attempts. So just ask for a 4.5 million defender, right? Most goal attempts is Trent Alexander-Arnold with 10. So many people are saying Robbo's great, and he has been great. He's basically a left winger. Get rid of Trent. He's useless. He's rubbish. He's not getting you the points. He's the second most creative defender so far this season. And he's had 10 goal attempts, right? The joint second, and there's 3 of them, have had 6. So Trent has had 4 more attempts than any other defender. So, when people are screaming, get rid of Trent, get rid of Robbo, Trent has had the most goal attempts and he's second for chances created. So I'm keeping the faith. It's not looking good. Maybe they're not going to keep a lot of clean sheets, which would tempt me to get rid of him. And I could probably bank about 3 million. But they're pretty good. They're not. I agree, James. They're not good, but you can't deny the potential of what Robertson and Trent can score, even without a clean sheet. Who would I captain, Kane or Son? I always say, Dylan, I prefer captain midfielders because they get extra points for clean sheets and goals. But if you want... I was going to say slightly more differential captain, and it would be Kane, because Son is so highly owned. But if Son's expected... What was it? EO, effective ownership, that's it. If Son's effective ownership is over 100, if you don't captain him, his points will go against you. So... I'm probably going for Son this week. What's the plan for Aguero? You've got the same issue. It's horrible, Josh, isn't it? Thoughts on João Cancelo? We've talked about him earlier, actually. Cancelo, I think he's a fantastic player, but prone to rotation. You've got Zinchenko, you've got Mendy that can take that left-back slot from him. You captain Salah this week. And I don't disagree with that, Sean. I think he's a great captain option. Who am I bringing in? Okay, so... expected goal of it. So last part of the defenders then, guys. Last one here. So goal attempts, top is Trent. Chances created is Cresswell with Trent in second. Most overperforming defender so far this season has been Chilwell. Expected goal involvement. Robbo, number 1. Expected goal involvement for a defender. Robertson is 1, Trent is 3. So again, I'm sticking. I just can't look. I still can't look past these two guys. I still can't look past Trent and Robbo. Trent is second for chances created, first for goal attempts, and third for expected goal involvement. Robbo is joint third for chances created and first for expected goal involvement. Who's missing? Who's number 2, guys? Number 2 for expected goal involvement. It'll surprise you who it is, but it won't surprise you because of how they play. It's Eiling from Leeds. Eiling from Leeds is the second expected goal involvement second best defender. So there you go. So there's your defender stats for the days, guys, as we're going through the defense for this week. Actually, I could have just zoomed in. You can see James is still up there with his stats. It's just obviously his possible unreliability to play is his issue there. Unfortunately, I can't scroll that across for some reason, which is very annoying. Ah, there we go. Whoa. There we go. Alright, let me just catch up with the chat. Brought in Ings for Chris Wood this week. Very good move. We're finally off Chris Wood, Sean, me and you. I'm going to do the midfielders and then I'll talk about the transfer stuff. Grealish will score double digit this game week. He's been so... I've watched the games last couple of game weeks. He's so good. Are you keeping Bale this week? Could be a good differential. Josh, I don't think he'll play and I don't want to have another week where a 9.5 million player doesn't play. I probably wouldn't be jumping on double over defence. So what I would say, Sean, with the Liverpool double defence, I'm keeping if I've got them, but I wouldn't bring them in myself as well. But I won't be selling both of them. What do I think? Concert to Kufau? Not this week because we're against Liverpool, but next week, yeah, maybe. Unless you're going to bench him for this week and then bring him in, then that's something that I might do. So, midfielders. Actually, I need to zoom out because we're going to talk about what I'm going to do with the team. So, very simple. What I'm going to do with my team here, of course Sergio Aguero has to go. I'm still so annoyed that his price went down when it was nowhere near going down. But there you go, whatever, Sergio, you've broken my heart. Now, I did tweet this out, guys. Now, and it's funny because I didn't mention in my video, the original plan, of course, is going to be on Antonio, right? I was even going to bring him in early against Liverpool because they've got no centre-backs, right? Doris, the tea lady, is going to play centre-half this week for Liverpool because they've not got anyone else. But I did say on Twitter, I asked this, so here's another quiz for you guys. Let me scroll down. The forward that I'm likely bringing in is consistently in the top 5 for key stats. Expected goals, shot conversion, big chances. Extra clues for you guys. He is the 3rd best striker for big chances in total, the 4th for expected goals, the 4th for minutes played, and the 4th joint top goal scorer. Which striker am I bringing in? Watkins has only got returns in his game against Liverpool. A lot of people saying Watkins. Like he's a good option. I really don't think he is. You reckon Rashford and Kane in for Bale and Aguero could be awesome moves for you if you've got enough money? But I think I could do that, Josh, but I'm going to explain what I'm going to go for. What about Shea Adams? He's okay. I still don't think he's particularly good. Josh has nailed it there. Josh has nailed it. Callum Wilson, guys. Callum Wilson. The man, the myth, the legend. He's the one that I'm bringing in this game week for Sergio Aguero. So if we have a look at him here, you can see 5'2", 16, 8, 2, 8. He's huge for goal involvement. He's an absolute talisman for Newcastle. He's only 12.8% owned. They've got Everton, who don't have Luca Dean, who don't have Seamus Coleman. Away to Southampton, I don't want to say, oh, the high line, but Southampton can concede goals. Chelsea at home, difficult, I agree, but Newcastle are the kind of team that can frustrate, and Wilson is fast, and yet Fraser, Almiron, St. Maximin in there, I think is a good option still. Palace, Villa, West Brom, Leeds, Fulham. I don't have to even think about this guy till Christmas, unless he gets injured, which has been an issue I've had this season with injuries. So for me, Callum Wilson, basically he is what Chris Wood should have been for me, and that cheap guy that sits in my team with good fixtures. But he's an absolute talisman, huge goal involvement, and he's consistently, for the whole season, inside the top 5. A lot of people are going to say, Bamford, for example. Why not go for Bamford? Why not go for Bamford? I just still don't believe in him. I know it sounds stupid. You can see now he's the second top forward point scorer, right? But a 17-point week and a 14-point week. He's still got 2 blanks in there. That first game of the season at Liverpool was just crazy. I just don't see it lasting. I'm not jumping on that kind of bandwagon. Like, Wilson has got history. He's got form. I just think Wilson is the best pick for that range. Of course, I've already got Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Timo Werner can go out in the future. Yes, I could go to someone like Danny Ings, but that is because, of course, Gareth Bale, I think, has to go. And it's not just because he's not playing. He plays 60 minutes, so he could play against Brighton, and I'll kick myself. If he starts the game against Brighton, I'm going to be gutted. That's why I'm waiting for press conferences, because if Mourinho, I know we can't trust Mourinho, but if Mourinho comes out and says, yeah, Bale is ready, he's going to play, which he probably won't, I'll keep him. I don't think he will. And now, if you have a look, guys, I've got 13. I'm in the situation again where I can bring in any midfielder. I can bring in any midfielder. Salah, I can bring him in easily. I'll have loads of money in the bank. I'll tell you what I'm going to do in a minute. Let me catch up with the chat. I was going to bring in Watkins for Southampton game, but Southampton, so went Ings. Now, one of the ideas that I actually had was very simple. I was also going to go for Danny Ings, Mr. Reliable, get a bit of consistency, a bit of normality in there. I could go Bale, and I still could do this. I still could bring in the player that I'm thinking of bringing in right now. I'm just thinking long term. I'm just getting Wilson in there, and he's just going to tick along. And that means when I take like the likes of Werner out, and maybe I go 5 across the midfield, and I bring in Marcus Rashford, I don't have to worry about my forwards. If I bring in an 8.5 million forward, he's going to have to deliver more than my 6.5 million forward. And that's just another transfer that I'm going to have to do again in the future. Considering Kane in, but you don't know who to transfer, you got DCL, Ings, and Jimenez. Who would I transfer out? Probably Raul Jimenez. I know he's a talisman of Wolves, but they are not looking good in attack. Your Wilson is your pick as well. You're in Aguero and Trossard to Wilson and Son. That is a nice move. One more question. Who would I play, Kilman or Target? Kilman. But you just know Palace are going to get 1 goal from 1 shot in that game, because that is what Crystal Palace do. Thinking of doing Trent to Chilwell or Barnes to Pulisic for a -4. Or just do Barnes to Grealish. Barnes to Grealish, because they've still got fixtures for ages. Jerry's going for Wilson. Yes. Hi Rob, how's life? Should I hold Jimenez or play Grealish and put on Gerald on the bench? What? You're going to bench one of them, Rudy? I would hold James Rodriguez. Like, you can't be benching Grealish. You can't be benching a 7.1 or a 7.9 or 8 million midfielder. That's crazy talk. I don't understand what it is with Bamford. I don't either. Well, I do. It's a lot of him shooting and some of them going in. When is the right time to get rid of Kane and Son being a Man City asset? Man City's fixtures, they say, turn from game week 10. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do now, guys. My plan is very simple. Yeah, I could bring in Mo Salah and captain in this game week. Fantastic. He's 47.5% owned, and he's constantly going to be in the top 3 for captaincy picks. Could he do well? Of course. It's Mohamed Salah. He's a fantastic player. But I've always got two ready. I've already got 2 Liverpool players. I could not get Wilson. I could get Kane and go cheaper in midfield or whatever. Yep, that's fine. I could think about doing that. I could bring in Rashford, because he's just scored 3 goals against, but he's one for me in the future. It's really simple, guys. I'm bringing Kevin De Bruyne in. Now, a lot of people would probably say Raheem Sterling. I don't fancy him playing down the middle. I don't fancy him being the middle striker. He's best when he's on the left side cutting in. He's only 7.3% owned, which is fantastic. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, I don't have to talk about how good Kevin De Bruyne is. Right? He's the current FPL king. He is the defending champion of the FPL crown, right? Granted, Man City have not looked fantastic. Yes, they don't have Aguero or Jesus. But without looking, what Kevin De Bruyne last season, at the end of the season, was something like 56% owned. What do you think Kevin De Bruyne's ownership is right now? We are talking about the reigning, defending champion of FPL, the player of the season, goal machine, assist machine, penalty taking king. 25%, 28%. He's like, yeah, he's 15.5%. And I know Salah is a good choice. I'm not an idiot, and I know I've not had Mo Salah this year, and I know that not having Salah has hurt me like a lot. But it's gone, and like with Liverpool's fixtures coming up, and with the injuries that they've got, West Ham, yeah, he's probably going to do something. City, Leicester, Brighton, well, yeah, he probably could do something. But I've already got 2 Liverpool. I've got no Man City, right? Sheffield United away. It's Kevin De Bruyne, right? We know how good he is. Liverpool at home, yeah, really difficult fixture. But if he's in the 10 and Fabinho's not even in there to cover the hole, and he's not a centre back because he's injured, they've got no centre backs. Come on, like Kevin De Bruyne could absolutely pick this apart. Spurs away. Spurs concede goals all the time, right? And then you've got Burnley, Fulham, United away, of course, difficult, and then West Brom, Southampton, I need a Man City player in. I want a Man City player in. It's as simple as that. Why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? Like, I think he could do really well. I said that. I know I said this. I said the same thing, guys, about Sergio Aguero last week. I said, when am I ever going to have an opportunity to have a world-class player so lowly, like low ownership, ridiculously low ownership? That's why I got Bale in. Usually a world-class player, 0.5%. Sadio Mane was 6 point whatever percent, and now I think he's gone up to almost 10%. Still very low ownership. Top quality player. Raheem Sterling, what was it, 7.3%? Fantastic FPL player, a wonderful footballer. How many times are you going to... Like, last season he was quite lowly owned. But Kevin De Bruyne, at just 15.5% ownership, is mind-boggling. He's an unbelievable player. Let me catch up with the chat. So that is what I'm thinking at the minute. But like I said, if Mourinho comes out and says, right, Bale, he's in, he's going for it, then I'm not going to take a -4 to do it. But Mourinho's not going to come out and do that, is he? Would you prefer Jamal Lewis or Walker Peters? Walker Peters. It feels risky to get rid of Trent, but I think Chilwell scores over the next 3. Possibly. Yeah. It's a crazy season. What can we say? KD's a brilliant choice of 50% ownership, backing City to score 2-3 goals against Sheffield. And Sheffield are great. Like we even sat here last week and said Spurs aren't going to batter Burnley because Burnley's not that kind of team, and Liverpool aren't going to batter Sheffield United. We said the same thing. I don't think they will batter them because they're good defensive teams. But I want to get him in it, and he's a fantastic player. Isn't Rodriguez yellow flagged? You're scared he doesn't play. Well, we were scared last week, Rudy. He has a testicle injury, so I don't know. It depends how much money you've got into him, and it depends what your angle is. Are you going to save the money and spread it elsewhere? Have you got money to upgrade him to like Heung-min Son or something? Foden is better value than KDB till they get a number 9. James, that argument reminds me of like people who chose Adams over Ings. Yes, I understand he's like almost double the price, but we're talking about a potential like top 5 world-class player in Kevin De Bruyne. So you play this game wrong. You let ownership dictate your decisions. Disagree, Marcus. Players are highly owned for a reason. Completely disagree. I'm not making my decisions because of the low ownership. I need to catch up rank, so there is no point in me bringing in a player that is like 60% owned. There's no point. I've had Heung-min Son a while, right? So I'm going to take him out, but it's not playing the game wrong. It's not dictating my decision in that. He's a world-class player, right? And I'm saying it's a positive reason for me to get Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not just getting him because he's 15% owned. I'm saying he's a world-class player. He's a top FPL champion from last year, and he's only 15% owned. And he's on penalties, and he's back fit, and he's just come off, 2 assists in the Champions League? You're considering, and I want to get, people are going to jump on Kevin De Bruyne again as soon as he starts doing stuff, because that's why I disagree with your second point. Players are highly owned for a reason. Completely disagree, because casuals bring in, look at, isn't Bamford like the most bought player this week? That's not for like, the reason is because he saw he's got a lot of points from last game week. Doesn't make it the right decision. Just because people are highly owned doesn't mean it's the right decision. Look at how many people still own like Timo Werner with me. Like, how much Timo Werner still on? 20% still own Timo Werner. It's ridiculous. What are we doing? You're saying KDB could pick apart Liverpool defence with no Fabinho, but then I've got double. But the difference is there, Sean, is I know Liverpool can concede, but I still think Robertson and Trent can get attacking returns. So, yeah. Hey, Colin, how you doing, buddy? Soggy March to score at Spurs. You're also going for KDB. Wow, Colin. You usually just go full out of the box. You're usually bringing in Minamino, Colin. Hey, Shani, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you this week. James says Kilman and Zaha start 3. Right now you're thinking of dropping Zaha and going all in on Wolves defence. Not for me. Not for me. You think Bale will pay the 90 or not at all? That's why I'm waiting for press conferences. Muggs, I really wanted him to play. Like, I brought him in early. I was like, I'm so excited. He came on. I know a lot of people laugh because he missed the opportunity, but he took on a load of people. He almost scored, and I thought, wow, like, bam, here we go. Like, he'll be fit for the next week. Gets to Europa League, doesn't get any minutes against Burnley, plays 60 minutes. Was it 60 minutes that he played yesterday? I don't think he's going to play. And he's too expensive to again have on my bench for a week. And then, you know, by the time he does start to get into the starting 11, they're against City, Chelsea, Arsenal and Palace. And that's when it'll probably bang. Yeah, you're on time this week, Shani. McCarthy or Meslier, you've got Dallas, by the way. I said earlier this season, that if I was gonna, I might as well double up at the back, because it's better to put your eggs in one basket. And if Leeds get a clean sheet, it's double points, rather than hoping Southampton and Leeds get a clean sheet. A lot of people disagree with that though, because they want to spread it, right? But for me, with my cheap defenders, like, I just feel as though, because your cheap players are from lower teams who usually concede, you might as well just back one team instead of 2. You did KDB to Sterling last week, so you may as well keep Sterling. Yeah, I mean, I could go Raheem Sterling as well. I'm not against that, but Sterling's just play like every single minute of like the last, is it 4 games or something? People think he might get benched this weekend. I don't know who for. But yeah. Who to replace Antoni with? Bamford, Watkins, Adams, other ideas? Otto, I'm going for Callum Wilson. Bamford is getting points, KDB isn't. Incorrect, James. Bamford got points. Yes. Past tense. Right? I'm making transfers for this game week in the future. Not the past. It's chasing points there. Your midfield is Salah, Grealish, Son and Rodriguez. I have the money to take in Rashford for Rodriguez. Rudy, I think that could be a spicy transfer. That could be a big differential. If I remember right, I think Rashford is less than 20% owned. Let's just have a gander at that one. Rashford is who I'm interested in. 8% ownership. Wow. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic. I think that's a fantastic move. I know they're against Arsenal, who are better defensively. I know United are a little bit up in the air at the minute. Is Martial still got one more match suspended? So if Cavani might play up front, but if not, Rashford is playing up front against Arsenal. Then it's Everton, West Brom, Southampton, West Ham. I'm going to be getting in. I'm going to be looking to get in Rashford as well. I'll probably go 3-5-2 and take out Werner. I think that is a really good. I would be. Maybe not for a hit, but I would be really interested in that, Rudy. Never know, potential Marino just doesn't give a run out for 6 minutes getting fit and then take it. That's my issue. Hey Luke, how you doing, buddy? That's my issue, Sean. It's like, do I take out Gareth Bale because he's played 60 minutes? Or was that 60 minutes to make sure he's fit to do 90 minutes this weekend? And because I've had him for the last 2 game weeks, I'll be gutted if I take him out for a -4 and I see the team sheet and he's in. But he didn't have a good game, right? And Mourinho's really not happy with the team that played yesterday. Shea Adams or Patrick Bamford. I'm on a wild card. I'm not backing Bamford. I just can't. I just cannot do it, guys. If I had 2 free transfers and happy... If you had 2 free transfers and happy with your side, burn a transfer or downgrade a player and bank the money. It depends who the player is, Marcus. Yeah, it depends. It depends. I wouldn't downgrade my starting 11, but I'd mess around with my bench. Maybe change your 4.5 million midfielder if you've got one on the bench, or 4.5 million striker that you can change out. You'd be inclined to hold Bale, overtaking the hit, be bringing Kane, and that's it as well, Sean. That's my other predicament, right? It's like I get Kevin De Bruyne in now against Sheffield United before other people do. He could probably get me back that 4 points if Bale doesn't start. If I see the team sheet and Bale's on the bench, I'm already thinking Kevin De Bruyne can get those 4 points back easy. And we know Kevin De Bruyne, or if I bring in Raheem Sterling, either one of them can go out there and get like a 20-point plus week, like a monster haul, right? Sterling could be benched, but given that Aguero and Hazel's out, I'm not sure. And that's it. That's what I'm saying, Matt. Like, what's he going to do? Mahrez has played down the middle when Sterling got pushed out wide, but I wouldn't be banking on that. Out of Chilwell, Zaha, Grealish or Rashford, who should you downgrade to get the 0.4 you need? Probably Zaha. If you could bench him for a week, my little punt for you there would be Zaha out, Bowen in. The West Ham lad, Bowen. They're about to go on a really good run of fixtures. You'll have an attacking West Ham player for that Fulham game next week. You could risk playing him this game week against a difficult Liverpool defence. That'd be my little punt that I would think about. He thought Mahrez looked poor against the middle when he played. He's too lazy. Sean, do you think he's kind of like Martial? It's like when he's on it, like his face will be all like slack and like doesn't look bothered. But like when he's on it, he is on it. Like it depends which Mahrez has woken up today, right? Only issue KDB is that again you don't see Sheffield United getting smashed, and that's another thing, Matt. Like for me, it's just Bale played 60 minutes. He didn't particularly have another good game. Mourinho's not happy with the players that started that match as well. Is that 60 minutes getting him ready for 90 minutes? I still don't think he's up to speed. I still don't think Gareth Bale's ready. So again, I'm having a 9.5 million player on my bench. Did a bit of a risk on this week. Semedo and DCL out to Kilman and Kane. Worst case, Lampard. I think that's fine. Just can't see DCL doing so well without delivery. Yep, that's it. Shani, that's exactly what I said earlier. That's exactly the point we made. Not suggesting take out DCL, by the way, but yeah, I said that earlier. The same thing that you just said. Maybe Liverpool are unlucky not to stick 3 or 4 past Sheffield United, though. True. You're a Martial diehard. You will not allow any Martial slander. You don't think he's lazy? He's just got like what's it called? Resting bitch face. Like he just looks like he's angry all the time and moody, but he's not. Name 3 reliable 4.5-ish million rotation-proof defenders from different teams with good fixtures. Oh my god. Do you want the lottery numbers as well? You're asking the impossible there. Go for Dallas. Dallas, Lampard, which I'm classing as a 4 point. I'm classing Lampard. And Kufal. There you go. There you go, James. And I'm classing Lampard because he was 4.5. I'm sorry if you've not got him, and I know he's now at 4.7. But he's good. So Dallas or Ayling, Lampard, and Kufal. 2 free transfers. So your plan after talking to you is to do the Rashford move now and move Kane out in game week 10 for a cheap forward and taking either KD or so and play 3-5-2. Yeah, I think I'll be going 3-5-2. Thoughts on Lookman? Not for me, Marcus, because Fulham. That's it. Fulham. It's hard to fit players into our team, and nobody has Man City or United players. Really imagine if they get into form, it's going to be tough. Yep. That's why the thing streaming at the bottom, the tagline, whatever it is, over there, is saying about people don't seem to have a lot of Manchester players. That's City and United. You've got Ayling, but Kufal and M2 ones you had considered. There you go, mate. Kufal could be good, man, down that right side, because if they go 4 at the back instead of 5, Kufal will keep that right back slot, but Matsuwaku on the left side would lose it. That'd be my opinion. Right, guys, some more things to ask you boys then, to get you guys thinking about your transfers. Let's start with a random one. Who has the best XG from free kicks? There you go, guys. Quiz. I like doing quizzes as it is, right? But also just getting you guys to think of players outside the box and thinking, wow, that player's so lowly owned, or wow, I didn't know he was top of that stat kind of thing. Who do you think has the best XG from free kicks? Alexander-Arnold, good shout. No. And again, for those that missed it earlier, the stats we talked about in defence, Cresswell is the most creative defender with 13 chances. Trent is second. Robbo is third with Luka Dean. Goal attempts, Trent is first. He maybe is not as bad as we think he is. Ayling, it's not defenders, it's midfielders, guys. Midfielders, best XG. Can you help with your defence? You've got Dallas, good. Chilwell, good. Kyle Walker-Peters, good. Concert, Justin. Okay, what's wrong? That's a good defense, I think. It's very cheap. Yeah, midfielders, guys. What about midfielders? Best free kick taking midfielder. XG. I don't... Oh, you might get it. You might get it. Best free kick taker. XG. Kevin De Bruyne is second. Worth getting Cresswell and Kufal. No. No, Mac. Not both of them. I would not go double. Ward-Prowse is a really good shout, James, and I would have thought that myself. Kevin De Bruyne is second. James Rodriguez is third. You probably won't get it, guys. But good shout, Josh. Yep, Rodriguez, he's third. Can't be Rashford. No. I like how you don't like Martial slander, but Rashford's up for grabs. Mane, no. Pereira from West Bromwich Albion. Pereira has the best XG from free kicks. There you go. Useless stat for you there, guys. You're not going to bring in a player because of free kicks. There are no real surprises here, guys. Most shots inside the box this season. Salah, 22. Mane, 14. Zaha and Harvey Barnes, 13. Most shots in total. Salah with 29. Mane with 20. Now, the interesting one for the shots one. So, Mane and Salah miles ahead in terms of shots inside the box and shots in general, right? XG, Mane is an absolute hair width ahead of Salah. It's 4.03 for Mane and 4.00 for Salah, right? So Salah and Mane are, by far and large, best XG, most shots inside the box, and most shots in general, right? Here's the interesting one, though. Joint third for shots in total. Harvey Barnes, already mentioned him. Zaha, already mentioned him as well. He's up there in the stats, so still doing really well, considering Palace don't attack. The other two, though, here's a surprise for you. Joint third for most shots. Trossard, which people seem to like sometimes from Brighton, and Souček. Souček has had 15 shots. So when people keep saying, you know, put faith in him, set pieces, he's actually joint third for midfielders, most shot attempts this season. So that's, for my, in my opinion, I think that's great. But of course, no surprises with XG, shots in the box, shots in total. Salah, Mane are absolutely dominating in that one. And again, it just makes you think like, what the heck? I can do it. I can get any midfielder in the whole game. Why am I bothering going for Kevin De Bruyne, who is an amazing player, obviously, when I could just go for Mane or Salah? And I'd probably go Mane, not for the money, but I know Marcus disagreed with it earlier, but the fact that he's so much lower owned than him, I know it's mad. I know it's madness. Get him in now. Are you talking about Mane? Are you talking about Pereira from West Brom? Has Pereira for when he scored a free kick early in the season? Probably. Hey, Penguin, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream again. Arsenal FC, please recommend you which player do you want to select? No Arsenal player. And Leeds player you have in your head that scored one is coming from defence. Ailing or Dallas from defence? Midfield, Harrison or Click? But again, I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Leeds players. Defence, fine. I know, maybe I'm being stubborn because when I get to the forwards part, guys, like, of course Bamford is knocking around in those stats. So Maximin and Wilson in for Antonio and Trossard. Is it worth it? Double Newcastle? No. Wilson, yeah, I'm bringing in Wilson. I've had St. Maximin. No, I wouldn't do that. And I've just said Trossard is joint third for shots. Can you help me pick 3 out of Dallas, Conser, Kyle Walker-Peters? Okay, Chilwell's got a start. He's against Burnley, and he's been doing quite well. Leicester have got Leeds. I wouldn't trust that. Kyle Walker-Peters have got Aston Villa. They're against each other, which isn't great. I'd probably go Dallas, Walker-Peters, Chilwell. I think, but then Dallas has got to face like Jamie Vardy and Leicester, so that's a tough one. It's a really tough one, to be honest. You've got to head college assignments to get done before the offensive masterclass by Wolves. Good luck. Yeah, good. And a good reminder again there, Sean. It's deadline today, guys, so do it. James, loving the channel. Excellent forum for views and tactics. Please keep it up. Cheers, James. Thank you very much. I'll be going myself in about 5-10 minutes. McCarthy, Trent, Size, Justin, Kane, John, who transfer out? Don't transfer anyone out. It's a good team. Maybe Jimenez to Wilson. Let's all get Wilson in, guys. You're on time today, Ali. Welcome. Got 2 free transfers. You got Trossard, Bale. You're with me on Bale there, Ali. Sterling, Son. Oh, what a midfield that is. Looking to get Trossard and Bale or Sterling out for Rashi and Ziyech. Don't get rid of Sterling. I don't think you should get rid of. I know he might be benched this week, but without Aguero and without Jesus, I think they need him. Hey, Shani. I think it's spag ball. Isn't it funny when we're not thinking about the big players, but we're thinking about, do I play Taylor? Do I play Lamptey? What is going on? Like that is when you know you're in too deep. Say yourself, rank doesn't matter now, so I shouldn't be thinking about it. Just pick the players who will do well. Salah is looking so good. I know, I just don't want triple Liverpool. I think Kevin De Bruyne could be a good one. Or I might just go Mane, because Mane's looking really good as well. It's not like if I go Mane, like I'm a total idiot. Like, Mane is a real... I should have done Mane instead of Bale originally. It's only out for a month, ruining everyone's plans. I know. That's why I'm going to Wilson. Recommend to keep Son and Kane after game week 8. If they keep it up, Mac, yes, definitely. Bale, question mark, yes, he's probably not going to last. Captain Joyce, Salah or Son? Salah. If I bring in Salah on deadline, I'll captain in ahead of Son. Son or Rashford to bring in long term? Rashford. Oh no, Son, I take that back, sorry Josh, Son. KDB in for Sterling? No, I thought I wouldn't take out Sterling. Just got Wilson out. Oh dear, well I'm bringing him in. You think Wilson will score this week? I bloody hope so, Penguin. Hey, no worries, George. Salah's just going to be lower owned, but the problem is, and I mentioned this earlier, if Son's effective ownership is over 100%, it just means that if you've not captained him, his points are going to be minus to your rank. Right. Expected assists, no surprise here, guys. James Rodriguez is top. Salah is second, Grealish is third. So the big surprise here for this one is Salah being the second for expected assists. It's quite surprising. But tell me, which midfielder has created the most chances and has also the most key passes? So still on midfielders, the top for expected assists is James Rodriguez, Salah is second and Grealish is third. Which midfielder has created 1, the most chances, and 2, most key passes? Kane or Salah captain? Salah. Good luck, Sean. Take care, buddy. You had Bale since West Ham game. I have also had Bale since the West Ham game. So taking out Bale now feels like a disaster. Ali, you are in the exact same boat as me, mate. The exact same boat. Hey Daff, you accidentally took a minus 8. Click confirm instead of edge transfer. Looking at the price. Oh god, I hate that. Did you guys see like the guy in the top 100 took like a minus 40 point hit or whatever because he accidentally didn't hit wildcard? Oh, how gutty would you be? Crap round, but team value of 103 means you got Salah, Mane, Kane and Son. Wow. Rest of the team isn't crap either. You've got too many people to pick. Justin or Dallas? Dallas. Never trusted Bale. Well, I don't trust him anymore, okay? Alright, so which midfielder, guys? Which midfielder has created the most chances this season and is also top for most key passes? That Bale boat seems like Titanic currently. We need to jump out. I know, Ali, and I'm sat there. I can swap him for Salah. I can swap him for Mane. I can swap him for any midfielder in the entire game. Grealish, good guess. Not right, Josh. You got Haller and Bowen. Oh, 2 West Ham. Are you a West Ham fan, Daff? Salah, James Rodriguez. No. You also did Bale to Son. I think that's fine. It's cheaper as well. I can't believe I went Bale over Mane, guys, and I'm sat here thinking of a -4 for Bale to Mane now. What an idiot. Josh has got it. It's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has actually created the most chances this season and has the most key passes. Isn't that amazing? Hey, so Hanshu, how's it going, buddy? Who to bench? Havertz, Watkins, or Wilson? Watkins. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes is the biggest creator of chances and has the most key passes. Now, I'm going to blow your mind before I go, guys, because I'm going to go in a minute. 2 big stats here, right? We're on to forwards now. So I'm looking at Callum Wilson. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving life. I'll wait for press conferences, and I'll think about Bale. I'll probably do that later on tonight. Here is your midfield stat. Which forward has most minutes per chance? Am I asking that question right? Like the shortest amount of time between their chances. Like they have a chance. So whoever is number 1 here, they have a chance every 18 minutes. They are the top forward for chances, and they have a chance every 18 minutes. Forward, who is it? Why did you even think of Haller for next week? They've got Liverpool this week so early. Bale was a fun nostalgia pick. Matt, I know, and it's cost me money, points, and pride. Well, I guess be so based by this Bruno story. Yeah. And that's why I do these stats, and that's why I think of all these explosive differentials, and get you guys thinking. Like I said earlier, Chilwell is the most overperforming defender so far this season with expected goals and assists on his delta, right? Kane, unsurprisingly, is second. Hey Tips, how you doing, Harry? We're just currently, I've asked the question, which striker has the most amount of chances, like the fastest one. So every 18 minutes they have a chance. Kane is second, unsurprisingly. Bamford is third, unsurprisingly. So no surprises there, right? Shea Adams, a chance every 18 minutes this season. 18.3 minutes, if we're being real technical here, guys. And I'm going to double barrel this one, guys. Also, minutes per attempt inside the box and the penalty area. So this striker has like the shortest amount of time between chances. So this striker has a chance every 18 minutes. And also minutes per attempt from within. Yep, Fieko's got it. It's Mitrovic. Mitrovic is top for minutes per attempt inside the box and minutes per chance. Every 18 minutes, Mitrovic is the top striker for how long he has to wait for a chance. That is incredible. So Kane, second, Bamford, or hat-trick Bamford, people have been calling him, third. But the number one player for chances per minute and chances per attempt inside the box is Mitrovic. Everyone's saying with it. Straight, all in a row. Headers. Mac, Josh, and Mac are there. Yeah, and we all know. And here's the thing, guys. Worst expected goals delta. Who's the worst performing striker? Mitrovic is second. So he has a chance every 18 minutes. So it's the minutes per chance he's the best. He has the minutes per attempt inside the penalty area. He's the best. But he's also the second worst striker in terms of their expected goals delta. Who's the worst striker? Who's the most underperforming striker in terms of XG delta? Mitrovic feel like a drop. He is. Barkley and Watkins in for Antonio and Trossard. Barkley and Watkins. No. I said earlier, Trossard has a third amount. Joint third amount of shots so far this season. Someone from Sheffield United. You'd think that, and this one is a difficult one, guys. Chris Wood, Firmino, no. Richarlison. It's Richarlison, the most underperforming striker. It's Mr. Richarlison from Everton. It's quite surprised, that one, isn't it? And your last quiz question of the day, guys, to get you guys thinking of maybe an outside of the box player to bring in. Which forward has the best goals per minute? So you could argue most prolific striker. This player scores a goal every 64 minutes. Who is the most prolific striker? Minutes per goal striker in the Premier League so far this season. Bamford is third. Simon, side doggy dog, straight in. Max on midfield. Maxon's a midfielder, but I think this is just forwards. Yep, side doggy dog's got it. Tristan's got it. It's Jamie Vardy. DCL is second. Bamford is third. Kane is fourth. Jamie Vardy is technically, if you could argue, the most prolific striker so far this season. So some good stats for you there, I think. So just to recap, guys, my transfer is probably going to be Aguero to Wilson. That will happen. Unless we listen to a Steve Bruce press conference and he's just told me Callum Wilson's pulled up in training or whatever. And then I'm just going to sit till deadline, which for me is 2:30 a.m. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to keep Bale or not. Do I think Vardy is a good option? I was thinking of bringing him. It's Jamie Vardy. He gets golden boots for breakfast, right? Yeah, I still think he's a great option. And he's another player that I thought about, but I'm going to spread the money about. So Aguero to Wilson's going to happen. I could go Bale to Salah. I could go Bale to Mane, to Sterling, to KDB. My original plan is to go to KDB. I might just go to Mane and captain him. Vardy's too much. Yeah, it's 10 million. So arguably that is true, but you pay what you get, I guess. Jamie Vardy, 41 points, 4th biggest score. You want Trossard for some reason. Any recommendations? What's wrong with Trossard? In that price range, Trossard is 6 million. I said earlier Bowen. I think Bowen at West Ham will be a good shout. Good luck with Wilson. You might ride that roller coaster and hope for the best long term. Join me. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for today, guys. Thank you for joining and coming in. I know it's been an absolute horrific game week or two. If you have a look at what I did last week, it's been an absolute nightmare so far this season. Lovely, isn't it? But yeah, Aguero will go for Wilson. Bale can go to anyone I want. The reason why I'm thinking Kevin De Bruyne, because it's $1 million saved, and in the future I'll go Werner down and probably Alzate goes to Rashford, go 3-5-2. That is what I'm thinking so far. So good luck for this game week, guys. Hopefully we're gonna get some green arrows and sort out. My rank is, you can see 4.6 million, mate. Absolute nightmare of a season, and that's because I've just not had Salah, basically. But I believe, mate, I've climbed from worse places in later parts of the season. So off we go. Cheers, guys. Cheeky ZX punt. No, I'm avoiding Chelsea. I know I've got Werner. I'm trying to get rid of him. I'm just waiting for someone to not get injured on my team or not get hauled off after 45 minutes, and then I'll be loving life. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the video on Tuesday next week, and hopefully in the stream next Friday, same time, same place, 12 o'clock UK time. And yeah, good luck, guys. Have a good one.